The North is realizing their mistake, and some of them, popular, you may know them, is now apologizing to the Igbos. Because these are the things that the Igbo man have seen far, far back during the time of Ojukwu. They have seen all these things. I said that Nigeria is not going to work. People should stay on their own. Then it was restructuring, regionalization. People should stay in their region. But now, even the North is saying that Nigeria can never be one. That people have to, stay on their own in the way of division, separation. That Nigeria is never meant to be one. You see?
And my sincere apologies to the Igbo people as well in regards to the last video I made, because I get to discover that when I talk about the issue of Nigeria, they are not quite much interested in that. So I tend to wonder, are these people fake columnists just like the government has painted them, or are they actually saying reality? But don't just put that everything on me. I like seeing things for myself before I establish a mindset. And if I must tell you the truth, I have actually seen the reality, and the reality is the fact that with the present reality of Nigeria at the moment, I am telling you, the delusion of one Nigeria is going to remain nothing but a mirage, nothing but a scam, a collection of an adventure that is all about annihilating people that doesn't have voice, and actually promoting people that by virtue of their restless prig have actually succeeded in producing children that are going to remain a disaster, not just to this present generation, but to the next generation. And in that regards now, in short, let me tell you something. If I'm even to be unalive, or if I'm even to be no more today, I am telling you, I'm putting this as a wish. I will prefer to be buried in Igbo land. And in that regards now, I am telling you my solidarity in regards the concept of dissolving this scam, this adventure that is all about annihilating people that they perceive that by virtue of population they are non-entities. I am telling you. And in this regards, together is either we buy all for this thing, or at the end of the day, the right thing must be done. My apologies to you as well, but let's forge ahead. Let's forge ahead. I am telling you, at this point in time, I've established a mindset. I don't care any idiot that is talking about everything. Give Yoruba man his part, or regionalize it. Give Igbo man his part. And in regards the concept of the North entirely, the North must be deconstructed on the virtue of referendum. I am telling you, if there must be peace in this country, sincerely speaking, and that is the reality. Once bitten, twice shy. You can't fool me for life. I'm telling you. Now my eyes are open. I'm telling you.
My sincere apology to all the Igbo people about my previous videos that I made. But at this point of time, I understand that Nigeria is not made to be won. Because there is no way other part of Nigeria will be busy making the country better, to try to make the betterment of the country, while the other side busy producing terrorists in the name of power and destroying life and properties of Nigerian citizens. See, my point of making this video is that the last time when I made a video, when I talk about eastern part of Nigeria, where Nigerian army said that they will enter eastern part of Nigeria to do sweeping operation on all those IPOB Biafra people. I see a lot of people, and up to now they keep on calling me. That's the reason why you can see I'm making this video with anger. I'm not happy right now when I'm making this video. They keep on calling me, say, why I go talk things like that? Imagine, you were terrorists, they keep you for years. For how long? We just they suffer insecurity for northern part of Nigeria. But up to now, still because I just talk, say now we northern part of Nigeria need this sweeping operation more than eastern part of Nigeria. I see a lot of people coming for me, calling me different name, calling me this thing. They say I just betray. Yes, I betray you people. I'm a betrayer. There is no day on earth where when I come out and tell people say I'm a good person before. Now Batman I'm a betrayer. I betray you. Sure? Things they happen in your land, and because I talk say suppose Nigeria army need to enter and sweep all those bandit, Boko Haram kidnappers, so that thing they pain you. Because I talk say make them sweep all those kidnappers, so that thing they pain you. Yeah, it they pain you. Free Nnamdi Kanu, let them divide this country into two.
I have received several warnings in my DM and in comment sections to stop mentioning Igbo people in my content. It's so unfortunate that I'm talking about my real life story and how these people actually influenced my life and trained me to become who I am today. And some people have a problem with that. But I want to tell them that I've heard their complaints and I've decided I will never stop talking about it. So they should learn to live with it.
You see, now small, Nigeria is going to where it is destined to be. Because destiny can only be delayed, but it can never be denied. You see, people are now talking, saying that these things we are doing is not going to work. You see, when things involve lives, when things go to the extent of human lives are involved, it's not everybody that can carry it. People still have their conscience intact. So they will be tend to speak out, to speak up that this thing is wrong. You treat these other people separately. When it comes to Igbo something, anything happening in Southeast, hey, they will prepare. Everybody will now, take everything that is needed, equipment, everything, down to the Southeast. Go to the North now. Now don't do. Southeasterners are now tired of joining the military. That is the thing. Once it is Southeast something, you see them, they will come out in full force to enforce. Now, no be una people they talk like the Northerners they talk the other tribes, they are the ones saying it now that why is it like that? That this country is not meant to be one. If you watch the history of Nigeria, you see that Nigeria is not meant to be one. Even in Nigeria, watch other countries that knows what they are doing. In fact, I will show you guys a video. Other countries that knows what they are doing, they teach in school with their dialect to tell you that what we are practicing is just a sub-region of Britain sub-region. Because we cannot be answering an independent country and we cannot use our language to teach, to tell you that something is wrong with Nigeria. People are saying this thing now. People that are cashing out, they don't want to hear because they are cashing out with our conscience. Something is wrong in Africa, not only in Nigeria. Nations are built on top of their language. If you go to school, they will teach in their native language. Go to China, go to Japan, go to Germany, go to England, that England, English, the Britain, they teach with their local language. You see? So something is wrong until we correct these things.
Go to Denmark, they teach in Danish. Go to Norway, they teach in Norwegian. Go to Sweden, they teach in Swedish. Go to Finland, they teach in Finnish. Go to Korea, they teach in Korean. Go to China, they teach in Chinese. Go to Japan, they teach in Japanese. Then they meet the world. But you and me, here I am waxing eloquent in English. We were told that all the education we had acquired meant nothing. So that if you are eloquent in Ga or in Chui, you are not intelligent. You are only intelligent in English. You can only be intelligent in French, in Portuguese. we now know that that is nonsense. When that great Nigerian musician in the 1980s, fella Nicola Pokuti said, "Teacher, don't teach me nonsense," he meant it. He was reminding us that we must examine our education system. You know, when the British came here and they were establishing schools across Africa, and then when they were establishing Achimota, which is famous for producing great Ghanaians, the intention was to produce young men and women who would support the colonial empire. The intention was the same in Uganda with Budo's King's College. It was the same in Kenya with the Alliance schools. As Chinua Achebe says, the white man was clever. He came and put a knife in the things that held us together, and things fall apart. That we have now become famous for producing graduates in agriculture, some of whom, if you allow me a little latitude and hyperbole, cannot distinguish between a goat and a sheep. When we want to build our roads, we have engineers, most of whom today, if you do not address them as engineer so and so, they rise up, ready to beat you up. But yet, when we are building our highway from Accra through to Winneba, through to Cape Coast, through to La Côte d'Ivoire, it is the Chinese that I see, which calls into question, what type of engineering are we teaching? We are producing doctors, and they are good, some of them. But yet, when those of us who have the ability are sick, unless they do not know, they want to be airlifted to Dubai and to Germany. They have no faith in our medical system. When we are sick during COVID, all Africa is crying to America, "Oh, give us Moderna, give us Pfizer," to the Russians, "Give us Sputnik." We are crying. Yet we have universities with professors in medicine. We must re-examine our education system.
And to tell you that because we cannot teach with our local language, it means that something is wrong. The jamming of amalgamation of Nigeria, something is wrong there.
It's so funny how when crimes involves other ethnic groups, like the Igbos, for instance, like IPOP group, you hear things like, "Oh, we will fight it, we will this," they will fight these crimes. But when criminality involves Fulanis, you hear things like, "They are our brothers, we should negotiate with them." Oh, they are like prodigal sons. They will start building rehabilitation center for them. Federal government, we see what you are doing. We see what you are doing.
Well, some people say that Tinubu has cast spell on Nigeria, but they will not allow that to happen. They were saying it, and they have a video evidence about it, that the spell has been cast on Nigeria. So, but I was wondering, how come one person, just one person, will cast a spell to about 300 million people or more? You know, is it going to work, or is it a strategic thinking? If they had used that, they are strategic, the way they are using, you know, Nigerians strategically to change the economy, it would have been better. They would have converted that, you know, political thinking into economic thinking. You see that this country will be one of the best countries in the whole world. So, but because we are after, or they are after political power.
Please let me know where you have joined me from. Go ahead and share the link quickly. Let's talk about this thing. There's a spell that has been cast over Nigerians. Tinubu has cast a spell on Nigerians. Tinubu, the #1 diabolic president all over the world, the most corrupt president of the whole world, selfish, greedy, wicked, evil, heartless, ungodly, diabolic. Tinubu is in the deep occult. Is an occultic master. Tinubu must be chased out now. Tinubu. How can people be dying? Tinubu is using witchcraft. Nigeria, with all the religious leaders that are there, the churches that are there, mega churches of the world are all in Nigeria. How did we get here? Nigerians are known to be very, very bold, outspoken people wherever they are, in all the nations of the earth. People know you don't joke with Nigerians. They don't take any nonsense from anyone. They'll stand up for their rights. But what is happening to us in Nigeria? That we have allowed this wicked, diabolic, evil, heartless man called Tinubu, a man in the occult, a person that knows nothing but witchcraft in the history of Nigeria. Have you ever seen where people that are supposed to be very smart, that are supposed to be in the House of Rep, are supposed to be in the Senate, that cannot speak for themselves? When they see him, their knees start to shake. They start singing Bola on your mandate. Which mandate? The mandate of corruption. The mandate of massacre, genocide. And what they are doing is running around the world. How much have they budgeted for health? People are dying. Nigerians, I thought you were smart. Hey, Nigeria, this big mouth is for nothing. You are afraid of a man that is so frail. What is the problem? What has happened to you, Nigerians? One man has held the nation hostage. One man. Jagaban of Lagos. People say they are smart. They are politicians. They are judges. That's why people say Nigerians are looking smart on the outside, but inside they are dumb. So dumb that you can take this kind of nonsense. Which nation will have people die and the president is traveling abroad? What has happened to us, Nigeria? How did we get here? To allow such a wicked, evil, heartless. They are bombing the soldiers. People dying daily. And what are they doing? Preparing for 2027. Grab it and run with it. What is wrong with Nigerians? What is your problem? We are bold, we are bold. You can't face one man. Who is Tinubu? The same man that terrorized Jonathan. They did everything to remove Jonathan. Many Nigerians, their God is money. And Tinubu knows. Just give people money. You see what is happening with Obi Kubana and Kubana chief priest going to the east, and it's all about money. Tinubu is sending his son all over the nation now, using the money they stole from you. Then people will go and gather in stadiums, and they will make a shame of you. People in their 50s, in their 60s, in their 70s are reduced to ridicule. They bring you a bag of rice, Indomie, and people are scrambling. Wicked people. Nigerians, prove that you have not been hypnotized. Convince me that what is happening is not witchcraft, a spell that has been cast over the nation. Anybody that is campaigning, that's already talking about Tinubu, on your mandate we shall stand, and they're talking about 2027, you are wicked, you are evil, you are heartless, you are the enemies of Nigeria. See how people are dying. And it's in the UK. He's been more abroad than in Nigeria. He does not care about you. What is the problem of Nigerians? May Tinubu not happen to us. See what they are doing in the National Assembly. Anything that will have to do with their selfish interests, they are very quick in passing a bill. They will go through first reading, second reading, adoption, then passage. One day. But when it has to do with insecurity, it takes them forever. Ribadu, the one that is the advisor, is a terrorist. The vice president, a terrorist. Can't you people see, from the time we talked about this Muslim ticket, what has never happened before, but we were like hypnotized until the first in Muslim. Then they are parading his wife as pastor. Which kind of pastor will be watching people die and then you're playing politics? Now you're sending your son around to go and be distributing, gather poor people that you impoverish, that you're taking advantage of, and they are suffering. Then you're using their suffering against them. Come and give them a tin of palm oil, give them Indomie, give them a tuber of yam. Use that to mortgage their destiny come the next election. Tinubu is the enemy of the people. He's not fit to even govern a local government, talk less govern Nigeria. What has happened to Nigeria? What has happened to Nigeria? We have been hypnotized. No, it's not normal. This killing going on, and people are just going business as usual. Something is not right. When are Nigerians going to wake up? When will Nigerians wake up? Can't you smell the coffee? Can't you see what is happening? If just one time Tinubu has brought Nigeria down, people are dying daily. They have the trillions he has borrowed, and we don't see what he's doing with the money. And they use the same money against the people. And then somebody still has the brain, the mouth to come out and say Tinubu must continue in 2027. And some are so wicked and evil, heartless, that they're already saying beyond 2 terms he should go a 3rd term, and they even want him to continue and become like an emperor. Tinubu has bewitched Nigeria. You can't convince me otherwise. There is a spell. There is a spell. The Nigerians, I know, they will fight for their rights. A country of close to 3 million held hostage by Tinubu and his gang of robbers, thieves, and greedy connivers. Show me that Tinubu has not bewitched you. Some of you are afraid of talking. Then when we talk, you tell us, okay, you come and take him out. Nothing like the power of the people. 2027 election, they've already decided. They don't like anybody that will come to bring sanity, to bring freedom to the people, to stop insecurity, because they are making money. They were the one that started this whole thing about insecurity. They brought the Fulani headsmen. They brought these people, these bandits. They are the ones, they are behind it. So why will the one who started the problem, who started the fire, be the one you should expect to put up the fire? No! How do you hand over the resources, the wealth of your nation to the head of armed robbers? Does Tinubu have anything in him that has to do with morality? Some people are already campaigning for 2027 for Tinubu. Heartless, wicked, evil people. Nigerians, I thought you were smart people. I thought you were bold. This big mouth, this big talk, no action. Tinubu has held you hostage. Scared. The army are scared. The police scared. Why? Corruption. Can't you see how he has rewarded Mahmoud Yakubu? Can't you see how he has rewarded Reno Mokri, his former criticizers? The moment they come around him, the power of that witchcraft will come upon them. That spell will come upon them. And then he will use stolen money and woo them. The masses continue to suffer and die. Enough is enough. I just turned 70. And some young people whose destiny is at stake, they are just playing games. They are not concerned about the nation. When we talk, they say it's old age. Do I sound like somebody who's lost his mind? Do I sound like a person that is suffering from dementia? Do I sound to you like somebody who is too old to think? This is not the Nigeria that we grew up under. Now, terrorists are now in control. Why? We have a terrorist government. Tinubu is worse than Bin Laden. I call him master strategist. His strategy does not know how to bring people out of poverty, but to plunge them into deep poverty. Then come back and gather people in stadiums, using his own son with stolen money, with them Obi Kubana and the rest, people that we don't know how they're making their money. And they have held the nation hostage. Nigerians, it's up to you. You wait for 2027. There will be no Nigeria. I am from Kaduna State. They have lied to us a lot. They divided us using religion, using sectionalism. They told us northerners that we should defend the north against Southerners, especially people from the Southeast. The war finished how many years ago? If we are one Nigeria and they don't want the nation to divide, why is it that we have ostracized the Southeast and sometimes some of the leaders in the Southeast because of greed? They are the ones that are selling out their own brothers. Some of the people that don't want Obi to come in as president, some of them are Southeastern leaders. And you know what they are doing now? They are bribing the clergy. They are bribing traditional rulers. Bribing anyone they can find ahead of 2027. If you think you are suffering now, hey, you haven't seen suffering. You have not seen suffering. You allow Tinubu to continue in 2027. Mark my word, I'm not being negative. There will be no Nigeria left. Do we have a National Assembly again? They are all Tinubu's bomb boys. They are paying homage to him. Where have you ever seen where people are just decamping, all gathering in one party? They are not for Nigeria. They are for their own bellies. There is what they call renewed hope. Are you suffering from memory loss? How did Tinubu handle Lagos? Till today, Lagos has become his own franchise, a private enterprise. Even this thing they are talking about, the coastal highway. Do you know Tinubu is going to be collecting toll? They are a little bit quiet now concerning the tax reform. But let me tell you, he's using it as a campaign strategy just to be quiet and lie low. But the moment it comes second term, the way people will be taxed. You may even be taxed for sleeping with your wife. I'm talking about Tinubu. His God is money. And selfish, evil, wicked, heartless people are siding with Tinubu. Is it because somebody has not died from your family? And then some are even denying that there's no genocide. Oh my God. May God punish you. May God punish Tinubu, his household, his generations to come. Tinubu is wicked. Tinubu is worse than Nebuchadnezzar. May you eat like an animal in the bush. You hate human beings. You don't care if people die. How can a man be so wicked? And Nigerians that always like to prove, they know. They are bold. They can't stand up to Tinubu. Shame on you Nigerians. See what is happening in Kwara, in the northeast. There's no place that is safe. You want to travel on the road, you can't travel. I remember those days from Kaduna, going to Lagos. We would take the bus at night. You will travel, you will stop anywhere. You will go and buy suya. We will eat, get to connect with people from the south, southeast, from the southwest. We were Nigerians. But see what they have done to us now. When I finished my university, there was a job ready. There was a house ready. There was a car ready. But see, graduates now have become Yahoo boys. Girls have become hookup girls. How did we get here, Nigerians? You are still waiting for 2027. They have already settled it. That's why they want to disqualify somebody like Obi. And they have decriminalized the thing about rigging or anything concerning forgery. If you declare a false date of birth or you present a fake certificate, that is not a ground for disqualifying a candidate. If he wins, he wins. You can't go to court. And we know the court has been bought, has been corrupted. Wait for 2027. Oh God. The bloodshed. And Tinubu is traveling. Come and see ministers. Come and see. Even Mahmoud Yakubu, I saw him queuing up and bidding farewell to Tinubu as he was going out. Why people are dying? Even the Minister of Defense, General Christopher, was also there as a soldier. Shouldn't you have a conscience? Your fellow soldiers are being quiet and you're there queuing up like primary school children welcoming an emir in the First Republic. Tinubu, may God punish you. May you never know peace. Since you have taken away peace from households, since you have brought weeping and crying and mourning and pain to families, the wealth you have stolen, you will never enjoy it. I say, may God, the creator of human beings, that has given you no right to impoverish anyone, no right to end people's lives while you are gallivanting all over the place. May that God punish Tinubu. May God punish people in the House of Rep and in the Senate. Akpabio, may God punish you and your generations yet unborn. Those of you that have connived against Nigerians. Nigerians, this is the time to rise up. This is the time to rise up. Enough is enough. Is it because nobody has died from your house? Is it because you have things going with you or going well with you and you don't care what is happening? You can't convince me. There's no way. Put it in the comment section. Tell me that Tinubu has not cast a spell on Nigeria. The Nigerians have suddenly become zombies. Bola on your mandate. Bola on your mandate. Shame! 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 Shame on you. Mandate of destruction. Mandate of robbery. Mandate of forgery. The mandate of perjury. Everything about Tinubu is a lie, is a lie, is a lie. And anyone that works with him, they are birds of the same feathers, they flock together. Nigerians, did you not say you're wise people? Did you not say you're smart people? Prove it! Educated people cannot talk. Even professors, they use them to rig election. What has happened to you, Nigerians? If you know you've done well, why are you trying to buy off everybody? Why are you wooing everybody to your party? Why are you so threatened about people like Obi? Shame on you, Tinubu. Shame, 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 shame. The same you that went out to make sure you remove Jonathan, and now you are doing 1,000,000 times worse than Jonathan. May the God of Jonathan punish Tinubu and all the people that worked with him. May the God of Jonathan punish Tinubu. Thank God for Jonathan. That man said that his ambition for a second term is not worth the shedding of the blood of one Nigerian. But under Tinubu, Buhari first, then Tinubu, and he's continuing. Tinubu is continuing where Buhari stopped. Killing people, and now it has become mass murder. Nigerians, rise up and free yourself. Emancipate yourself from this spell. Emancipate yourself from this slavery. Emancipate yourself from the grip of Jagaban. Emancipate yourself from the hold of this diabolic terrorist party called APC, a party of affliction. I thank God for people like Randy Peter Akkad. I thank God for people like Mama P. I thank God for people like Dr. Mo. I thank God for people like Aisha that are standing up against these people. Everyone that is saying no to this diabolic system, I salute you. We need more Nigerians to come out and say enough is enough. Well, I've spoken. The action is left to you. You want to continue to suffer? It's up to you. Criticize me, call me names. I am not losing anything. I have everything sorted with me, my children, even grandchildren. So I am not talking because I'm frustrated, I don't have food to eat, and I'm looking for them to appoint me like they did to Omokri. No, I have everything, but I have a heart for the suffering. The fact that I'm not suffering does not mean I should be mute. I refuse to be quiet. Well, I want to say thank you for joining me in this broadcast. I just had to pour my heart out. Enough is enough. And I want you to go ahead and share it with as many people as you can. You can see I'm sweating. I'm only sweating. But how about people that have been tortured? How about people that have died? Their blood is flowing. How about the orphans and the widows all over that have been reduced to such condition because of the evil government that we have? So please help me share this broadcast. Tag it to Asoro. Tag it to the senators. Tag it to all the lawmakers or the lawless makers. Every Nigerian needs to hear, because we must rise and release ourselves from this bondage. You remain blessed. I'm your brother and friend, Dr. Haruna Goro. Bye-bye for now.
Well, my people, if you have anything you want to tell us, please go to the comment section and drop it. I am still Chinedu, your presenter, until I come your way next time.